Hello, folks. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. My name is Abhishek, and I am the IoT Market Analyst and a co-member of the Business Development Team at Factona. So the webinar session will be presented by our founder, Mr. Hariharan. Hari, over to you.
Thanks, Abhishek. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. As we talk in the crisis situation across the global, we all know that we are all locked down. All business have been shut down, and we are unable to do anything from as usual. But the world believes that we will recover from this situation and we will move across and back to our business, back to our life, back to our freedom to go out and enjoy the life that we have in this scenario. So with that confidence, now the question is in everybody's mind that when we are going back to normal, when we are going to go to business, especially from the business aspect of that, the business has been stopped. Now, when we will go back to the business, when we will start the business again, restart the business again, and how we are going to handle that. And so much financial loss, employment loss, and other things have happened because of this COVID situation. So everybody's mind is that when we will go back to the normal life. So that's where especially small medium business are the biggest impact side. So it is very important for them to understand what needs to be done after this COVID, and they have to prepare for that. This webinar is very focused towards the small medium business and how they can kick off or restart their business after the COVID situation. So with that in the context, just a brief introduction about us. We are Factona, an industrial IoT company, and our focus is more on the industrial IoT and IoT applications. Our product and platforms are very targeted towards small medium business and helping them to achieve the IoT based value through the technology. We are a technology startup company. We have been innovating last 2 years in investing and innovating in industrial IoT based platform and solution. We felt that the IoT market is more towards enterprises, and we want to take this solution achievable, reachable for the small business, the small and medium industrial businesses. Therefore, we are we are building product and applications that are easy to accommodate by the small and medium business. And we have a set of products that we are working on. We have already launched our industrial IoT platform. We also have application systems that we built based on IoT solutions. We are continuing to invest in building more and more products as to address a specific industry. That's our background. Let's get into the topic of the impact, right? So everyone knows that personally, as we lock down and we stay home safer, hopefully everybody is doing good, everybody is safe. But this has created a lot of impact on the global market, global business. It is not just specific to any country. Across global, all countries are struggling. So recently, small and medium group conducted a survey, and which resulted in extremely, devastating, output that a lot of business has been impacted because of the COVID situation. However, taking to the context of this webinar, we will be more focused to the top three business aspect of that. Personal business, personal related industries, especially the business that more related to human, enhancing human life, are heavily impacted. because of the lockdown. The second and third most things are the logistics and manufacturing companies are heavily impacted. Logistics has been impacted 95% of that, and manufacturing up to 90%. And we know that all manufacturing is stopped, all logistic companies are stopped because of the lockdown and curfew situations across global, especially in the APAC region. And another input from the market is that, or the prediction by the expert is that this COVID situation is not like a stop. It's not going to stop in day one or upcoming day. It's going to continue and slowly decrease that from the slowly disappear from the global. And this is as it's slowly disappearing, the virus is slowly disappearing from the global. The market also will slowly increase their presence. The business will come back slowly. So it is not going to be a one day that everything is going to be restarted. It is a gradual process. So this is going to impact the revenue up to 30% for the next 6 months, is what predicted. So revenue is going to be definitely impacted for all. Revenues right now stopped. It's continue to be impact for next 6 to 1 year period. That's a prediction that identified by the expert in this group. So what is going to happen next? Gartner, the world best market analyst, predicted that 40 to 50% of the workforce only will available or only will not be available for the functions as we do business for next 1 year or 1.5 years. That means people are still going to be in some state of unavailability. So this is going to impact the production. It is going to impact the business operations. The workforce is not going to be available, so business cannot kick off or restart and run at top speed as usual, right? The business has to wait, gradually has to improve it. So what is going to be the phases that we are going to go through for another year and a half? We probably will start with 50% of the workforce as part of the recovery phase. The recovery phase is where we go back to business, start operating slowly. We'll start where we left 3-4 months back, and we'll be continuing to gradually start it. But we will be spending a lot of time the survival aspect of that. The survival is going to be another year and a half. Any business is not going to look at or not going to think about expanding the business or producing new products to the newer market. Business is going to spend time on survivals. So how do we recover from the financial loss? How do we start operating at full capacity? How do we get order? How do we deliver on time? How do we generate revenue is what the biggest challenge that everybody is going to go through. And survival is the biggest phase that we are going to go through before we think about scalability. But eventually, yeah, we are all confident that the business will go into scalable. But survival is the phase that we are going to go through. And how do we recover in the survival phase? So by looking at the global industry market, as the global industry is completely shut down, it's not just specific to one country. The global it is happening shut down. It's not specific to a small business. The enterprises are shut down. So enterprises and small business, everybody is shut down. Now, enterprises has the capacity and financial background to kick off and restart and then run. So they will, but at the same time, they also going to go through the sustainability business because they also needs to, sustain what they were doing or before COVID situation. And then they have to start doing that at the full scale. So they may not have the workforce. So they cannot do that at the full scale. So they need to think about a different way. One of the key things that's going to change across the global is the manufacturing changes. So far, the manufacturing being outsourced for many countries to other countries. Because of this COVID situation, every country, the manufacturing has been stopped. And every country, the inbound products have been stopped. The consumer purchase has been went down significantly. The retail business has been stopped. the logistic has been stopped because of the purchase is not happening. So all of them are pushing the companies to think about localized manufacturing or domestic manufacturing. So everybody started thinking about how do we bring the manufacturing to closer to the control rather than depending on some other countries. That's number one scope that every enterprise is going to start looking at that. The second one is the transparency of the supply chain. Because of these current situations, there is a clear indication that the supplies are not going to happen faster. So when the supplies are not going to happen faster, the planning and execution cannot happen faster. So we need a more visibility on the supply chain. So business are started looking at the supply chain transparency. Even supply chain companies has to give the transparency to the business, to the consumers or to the customers, to give the visibility on the transparency. Third, the most important thing is reducing the operational expenditure. The operational, as we business has been stopped, we are in a financial crisis, and we need to recover from that. We need to reduce the cost of operations. That's going to be the biggest focus for everybody, including the enterprises and the small business. Now, what will result of this expectations are more and more automations are going to be triggered. The more automation is better, the reduced workforce is pushing the enterprises or small business to start thinking about automations. As the workforce are not available, they have to run a business, they have to start thinking about automations. They have to think about, when you're thinking about automation, they have to think about how do we connect to the factories, connect to the systems, or connecting to their trucks, and tracking those availability and the transportation efficiencies. So connecting to the factory, connecting to the logistic tracking are going to be the major boom or need of the any enterprise business or the small business as well. Real-time operational details is very, very important for business to understand what is happening today in my business rather than happening after 1 month, after 2 months. Because to recover from this crisis, financial crisis, and understand where my business is going to be, even a small business has to think about what I'm doing today, what is my operational efficiency today, how much I have been utilizing the workforce, what is my output of the workforce, how much I can save the money by reducing my workforce or maybe automating the workforce or understanding the efficiency of the workforce. So the operational improvement and metrics are going to have a bigger need at this scale. The sustainability need all these efforts, or sustainability will push the business to take all these steps. So all these steps are highly possible, highly good for enterprise business. But smaller and medium business, they will survive or they are going to face the challenges that they were facing before, and also they were going to have more impact now. Number one, they may not have the supplies faster. They may not know the demand forecasting. They have a reduced workforce. They may not have full capacity to run. The business machineries are going to run. The trucks are going to be parked, and the assets are going to consume the cost, the running cost. The unplanned maintenance activities are going to push them to shut down again. So all these things are going to create a bigger impact for these smaller and medium businesses. Apart from these primary impacts, there are other impacts that traditionally that they have. They have lack of IT capacity. Not every small and medium business has an IT capacity. Few people that support their IT. They may not have full IT capacity to understand all these challenges and how to face those challenges. They have a global competition because all the enterprises are shut down now, and enterprises will come back with full swing. And the small and medium business has to run the business by competing or providing information to the enterprises, to the enterprise customers. So global competition is going to push everybody to get into a faster space. Lack of operational information is going to impact them that what decision they can take today to survive in the market. Manually they are operating. Most of the small and medium business, either manufacturing or logistics or any other utility business, they're all operating in a manual mode. then all manual operations need a lot of workforce. Now, reduced workforce is going to impact the manual operations. The time is going to take more to complete a job. That means they need to start thinking about how do we do this small stuff in an automated way. So even a small and medium companies should think about automation at this enforced reduced workforce timeline to survive and sustain in the market. Okay, how do we overcome this challenge for a small business? How the small business can overcome this challenge? The number one difference between the enterprise and then the smaller companies from the operating aspect of that, enterprises are more strategic. They more go towards the strategic approach. They plan it and they execute it. The small and medium business more tactical. They go and handle that on a day-to-day basis or on a particular periodic basis. So they are not strategical traditionally. So now this is a time for small business and medium business start thinking strategically on how do we handle this situation, how do we, what steps that we need to take it up to take my business from the survival mode to the enhanced mode or to the next level of scalability. uh, so running locally may not help at this time, as because the region to region the lockdowns are going to vary. So locally running is going to create an impact. We need to start looking at the production that addressing a global market or regional market. So small and medium companies are start thinking about how do we handle this situation strategically. So what is that they need to look at as? Number one, they have to look at the workforce efficiency, improve the workforce efficiency, the people, the capability of the people, and the process that they are following through people, right? The manual work efficiency has to be automated. The process has to be fine tuned. The technology adoption has to be much bigger to compete on the market. So the technology adoption need not be like a huge investment in technology. It can be a small changes that they can adapt to improve their process or improve their workforce efficiency to scale up. So workforce improvement, process improvement, technology improvement. All those three components has to be looked at strategically by the small, even a small business. So start thinking about how do we improve myself? How do we improve myself? How do we improve myself? That's the only way to increase the efficiency. The increasing the efficiency is resulting in increasing the operational, reducing the operational expenditure and increasing the productivity. When you reduce the operational expenditure and increase the productivity, obviously the profitability is going to increase. The increasing profitability will help the small and medium business to recover from the financial loss that they are going through for the past 4 or 5 months. So operational efficiency is the only answer that going to help the small and medium business to survive out of this COVID situation. How do we improve the operational efficiency? That's where the industrial IoT is going to play a major role. So far, the industrial IoT or IoT has been seen as a technology advancement that may be applicable, adaptable only for enterprises. Only enterprises start thinking about how do we adapt IoT solutions or IoT based technologies to get some metrics. But this COVID situation pushing all of us to all small and medium business, even to start thinking about how do we collect the real-time data? How do we analyze the data? How do we understand what is my operational efficiency? How do I capture those data to take some intelligent decision out of that? How do I understand where is my supply? Where is my supply? Where is my delivery? How do I understand what is my production of efficiency? So all these informations are in hand is required. So industrial IoT is going to play a major role after this COVID situation to help the small, medium, and even the enterprises to sustain in their market. So how the IoT helps? IoT things do three things, right? Generally, they connect to existing machineries or process. They help to collect the real-time data. They also provide the capability to identify and identify the intelligence, actionable intelligence out of which. So connect, analyze. So all three of them are the fundamental of the IoT, right? But the industrial IoT is going to give little more on top of that. So let me talk about how this can be adapted in the small business at later point. But at this time, the industrial IoT is going to help you to collect the data at real time, collect the efficiency run rate at real time, understand what is it happening in your machineries, in your trucks, how the trucks are operating, how your delivery is happening, how your utilities are operating. So collecting that and understanding the maintenance predictions, increasing the workforce efficiency by giving insights to them on the quality checks, helping them to do that, giving more visibility to the business operators, managers, floor managers to understand how the process is executing, and giving more metrics on the operational efficiency, effectiveness of the effective utilization of the equipments, and the qualities, right? The scanning and operate and the predictions are happening, which help to understand how much quality that can have product can be generated out of this current, the process, and helping to achieve the automation processes. Because when we reduce workforce, we need to start thinking about how do we reduce the manual effort, how do we increase the efficiency of the current workforce. So that's where we need to start thinking about automations. So all of them are going to help the business to start thinking about how do I improve the efficiency, how do I excel myself to survive in the current market. So collecting the data, analyzing the data, and then predicting the operational condition, and helping the business or the expert to identify the improvement opportunities are the only way to improve the efficiency of the business to sustain in the market. So what is the value that industrial IoT is going to pose to that? So as we talked about, right? So this is one of the survey conducted by Morgan Stanley as part of the automation efficiency that produced by the IoT. The number one value that industrial IoT, providing to any size of business is improving the operational efficiency. The second most is the improving the productivity. These two things will directly resulting in reduced operational cost, increasing efficiency in productivity efficiency, and overall improving operational efficiency will help to improve the profitability directly. If it is improving the profitability directly, that means it can help us to recover from the financial losses faster. The faster the recovery, the better for the business to continue on the business and scale up into the scalability. So either small business or medium business or the large enterprises has to start thinking about the operational efficiency at this COVID situation. That's where the Industry 4.0 is enforcing into. Industry 4.0 is all about improving the efficiency of the existing industrial operations. Prior to COVID, this concept was more theoretical. Now, this is a mandatory for the business to adapt into the operational efficiency by applying the industrial IoT-based solutions. Industrial IoT-based solutions can only help them to collect the data and analyze that, and then providing insights for them to improve the operational efficiency. Of course, the AI and blockchains, those kind of additional capabilities are going to help any business to be more efficient, more intelligent. But the fundamental thing for even to execute the machine learning or the blockchains, you need a real-time data from the field, from the machineries, for which industrial IoT is the fundamental for that. Now, we are talking about small and medium business. We are not talking about enterprises, right? But the small and medium business are, as we have, the small and medium business has a very limited IT capacity, and they may not have a capability or a capacity to accommodate a large in IoT platforms. Obviously, only enterprises can focus on. So, Fogwing as enterprise cloud, we provide all those enterprise class capabilities for the small and medium business. And that's where our primary focus, that's what the value that we are bringing to the table. And the cost of adapting this will be much easier, And the level of no-code platform that we are providing can help the business to understand and easily connect to the systems rather than spending a lot of money on the large IoT platforms by building phase by phase. So all in one platform is what we have focusing on creating. And to help the business even to adapt faster, we also helping we also building applications that can be a plug and play applications for the business. So Fogwing is our brand through which we are providing industrial IoT platform and solutions to small and medium business. Our portfolio or offering are in a three layer. Our foundation is the enterprise cloud. We are a cloud platform provider, so customer need not invest anything on the cloud, and customer even doesn't know that what is happening, what is the different cloud services required to build IoT solution. We comprehensively build all together in a single IoT platform. So Fogwing Industrial IoT Platform running on the Fogwing cloud is the platform which has everything to build an industrial IoT solution, from the connectivity part, from storage part, from intelligence part, from alerts and metrics part, even automation process aspect of that. We have providing all those capabilities as part of the single platform. There is no other cloud services that you need to build your IoT solutions if you have Fogwing Industrial IoT Platform. On top of the Fogwing platform, we are simplifying the IoT for the small and medium business by providing a application solution, plug and play application solution, where which we provide the device, we provide the application systems. We just want the small and medium business take the device, plug into the PowerPoint, PowerPoint, and then execute, start getting the data. So that's the level of simplicity that we are delivering to the small and medium business in the way of apps. And our apps are SaaS apps. So small and medium business need not invest heavily on the application development. They can just buy and simply run it on the cloud, and they don't need to, they only pay on the monthly subscription. They don't need to pay the upfront investment or anything like that. That's the way we are adding value to the small and business at this scale. What capability Fogwing provides? As today's webinar is in the context of the Fogwing, and so we wanted to show you a small quick demo today. We do have a elaborate demo or session upcoming in the next month, but at this stage we wanted to give the context first, and then we wanted to give the small demo. So how Fogwing works today? Fogwing is a cloud IoT platform. Fogwing IoT platform is running on the cloud, of course, Fogwing cloud, which has all the capabilities that are required to connect, streaming the data, sending alerts, defining data rules, and monitoring the device availability, and also storage, large storage capacity for them to store the data and query the data, even exporting the data to other application systems. If you're a medium company and they have their own cloud, and they can still take the data out of the Fogwing, and then they can build their own internal intelligence systems to predict certain metrics. So Fogwing also supports any type of connectivity. Either it's a cellular-based connectivity like a 2G, 3G connectivity, or it's a Wi-Fi based connectivity for hardcode wired data collections, or even the LoRaWAN, low power LoRaWAN based connectivity. It supports all of them in a single platform, and also it helps to move the data into connecting to the enterprise applications and move the data to the applications. Echo App and Echo App is our environment monitoring application, which is the extension of the Fogwing IoT platform. As I said, the applications are more like easy plug and play kind of a platform, cloud subscription. So if you have specific use case for a business to monitor the climate condition of the business environment, like operating environment, they can leverage Echo App kind of a platforms. So having said that, What we have in Fogwing IoT platform or the capability that required for a small and medium business to start up and running in a 4-5 simple steps at rapid scale. And they can bring any devices to connect with the platform. They can also, connecting LoRa-based, low-power LoRa-based devices if they know how to connect with, or they can also connect the edge-based network. Depending upon the subscription, they can use different kind of a network. All device management, user management, all data rules definition. Everything is controlled by a single web console provided by the platform. So there is no coding required, no coding knowledge required. It is simple configuration platform where user can come and create declare a application, define application, declare a device, and define the data rules, and connect any devices that they are aware of and send the data, either wired or wireless. Send the data to the cloud, and the cloud understand the data and process the data and trigger alerts and things like that. So these are very basic things. If they want to execute the automation, they want to send some automatic switch on, switch off kind of scenarios or complex workflows, they can also create it using our platform. So all key capabilities are part of the platform, and we continue to invest on our platform to bring more scalable, more feature functions, and handling different scenarios, different devices as part of our offering. We continue to invest, we continue to get every customer that subscribe to our platform will get all the upcoming updates, features, and functions at no cost to them. So it's not going to be investment again investment. It's going to be a simple subscription investment that cost that they are going to spend it, but they will be getting the full benefit of the platform at easy scale. Having said that, I would like to show you simple steps on how Fogwing platform easy to start with. So it's basically a first step. How do we start with a simple step? So now in this scenario, we are going to send the data. Let's take a temperature data. We are going to send a simple temperature data to the Fogwing cloud, and we are going to define it on what application, what devices we are going to connect. Fogwing can support sending data, and technically in multiple ways. You can send the data through MQTT or client, or you can using an API, you can send the data, or you can also send the data through UDP. So you can send all three ways of sending the data to the cloud. And in the cloud, you can define how you want the data to be processed, how you want the data rules to be defined, what data that you want to capture, and what alerts you need to be driven. And you can also trigger a commands. You can also trigger a commands based on the data or based on the schedules. So you can do both ways. And it has an inbuilt storage, as I said, inbuilt storage. So there is a way, you can, all the data is stored here inside. And in this scenario, I'm going to show you how to go to the application system of the platform console. This is available to anyone. Anyone can register our platform. Anyone can use our platform. By default, the platform gives a free account. There is no trial period. It's a free. Anybody can register. Anybody can start with. But there are functional limitations for the free account. The commercial accounts or the paid account has more capabilities, capacities, other things. So you can start with a small as a free account, and then you can probably upgrade yourself on the platform. To start with, I have already created it. If you are first time you are doing that, you go to the landing page. This is our landing page for the platform. You click on the sign up. You can fill your details, and then you can get started immediately. You will have access to the platform immediately. So, but I'm going to start with my existing account. Okay, so I have, so just to show you that this is a dashboard screen where you will land every time. It will show you the number of devices actively connected, and then number of data received so far, how many alerts triggered, how many warning critical alerts triggered. All this you define it, and what is the connectivity status, and how much the sizing, because the capacity-based subscription, so the sizing of the data that you have consumed. So all those informations are giving you at the dashboard. But a simple step, all you have to do that is create an application. Go to the application. Application is nothing but a group of devices that you can consolidate as an application virtually. Go to that and you enter your application details in the application page. Very simple form where you just enter four informations for our application. This is virtual name that you are giving for the group of functions. So create your application. Right now, I have already created application as home monitoring application for simple understanding purpose. Then you go here on the edge network. So edge is nothing but the cellular based network or wired network. The LoRa option is by default not enabled for all the users. It's purely based on the request. We enable the LoRa options for security reasons, and for all other free commercial users, they will get access to the edge network. So you can connect any cellular devices or the Wi-Fi based devices or the wired devices directly to the platform. Now, after you creating the application, you create a edge devices. You go here and configure that. Very important case, you need to configure the MAC ID of your device. It can be a dummy MAC ID. We don't validate it, but we are creating a edge UID. This particular ID is very, very important for any devices. For the security reason, to understand which devices should connect to our cloud, our cloud platform by default validate the UID. So this is how you can fill the details, including latitude, longitude, and this is very important piece of information. Based on this, only your dashboard it will show where your device is showing, like this one. So now you can see here, this is connected from this different locations, and similarly it is showing as a connected status. This is also showing as a connected status. If you have a lot of devices that you are connecting, you can connect across global. Now, once you created the edge devices, you need to go and create the IoT Hub Access. So the IoT Hub Access is very important phase. This is what is going to give the access to the devices to connect to the system. So IoT Hub Access is the only way the devices are validated, authorized to connect to the system. To create IoT Hub Access, all you have to do that is choose your device that you wanted to connect with and create a username and password for that device to connect with, and configure that device to send this one. This is the way that your system will be connecting to the API. This is the way your system can also connect to the MQTT. Once you created it, once you created it, go and look at your data. So you can connect in a three different way. UDP is not enabled by default for security reasons. Only authorized users will have access to the UDP. But API and MQTT is UDP can be enabled on a request basis. If you wanted to connect your device through UDP protocol, you can connect, but you need to request us in our platform. But by default, it is not enabled. But you can connect through MQTT or the API. So for the MQTT connections, you click on the MQTT, you see all the parameters that you wanted to connect the MQTT based client that is running from the devices. So the MQTT client that you are running on the devices can connect, or the program that you are writing either using Java or Python, you can connect to that. And if you want a simulators, you can look at it. There is a simulator that we have written in Python. You can take that up. If you click that, you will go and land in the Python, where you can see the devices that you can take it up, and then simulators you can code, you can take it up, download the code, put it in your device, either Raspberry Pi or Arduino or whichever you are running. You can put it in that, and then you can send that data to our cloud. So these informations are critical information for you to connect. Of course, it will not show you the password for the security reasons. The password will be sent to you by email. So anyway, you cannot use this for security reasons. It will be sent through emails. Now, data rules. So you create application, you create edge, you create IoT Hub Access. Third one, now you are defining a data rules. Fourth step, the data rules, you just go here, select your edge that you created, and you can choose any predefined text format. This is the keywords that they are looking for from the data, or you can create your custom data if you want to do a specific custom check on that. Let's take the temperature greater than, less than, or whatever number, and you want to see that 80, and you can send it through as an information purpose. This alert can be information alert, it can be a critical warning alert, and you need to you need to choose that one, and you can send it through email alert. We can also support SMS for paid users. Paid users will have access to the SMS, and we can also send the alerts to the webhook. We can also trigger commands. The command option is for automation purpose. Based on the data, you wanted to trigger some commands. Let's take temperature is too high in a storage area, and you wanted to trigger your additional AC system or refrigeration system to backup recovery refrigeration system to run. You can send this command, and through your devices you can control your refrigeration system to turn on and turn off, the additional backup refrigeration system to turn on, turn off, or your machineries to turn on and turn off, or your trucks to send some instruction to the truck driver to do something. So all these things are possible through these actions that you declare it. So for time being, so to shorten it out, I have created already demo, couple of rules. So now to show you the simple version, as this is a web session, I may not show you from the device, but I wanted to simulate the device, how the device can send it. So I have a MQTT client program. This is obviously running, anybody can download and install. I have pre-configured this to connect to this particular IoT hub access. This particular IoT hub access has been pre-configured. So now I have also created the data. So now if you don't know what data you want to test it out, you go here, you go to your MQTT, and you can see the sample data format here. You can simply send this format. This is pre-filled with your details. So you can simply send this format of data to the cloud to see how this cloud platform is executing. So for this demo purpose, I have created a simple sample one, and then I'm publishing it. So I published it, and I am also subscribing to that for sending triggering commands. So subscription is basically receiving the commands from the cloud. So your machine should be open, or machine or the device, IoT device should be open to receive the commands from the cloud to execute the command. So now I published it. So as per this current one, I have a temperature around 60.5. Going back to the data role, and I see that greater than 50, I am sending a warning message to a particular email ID. So okay, so this is a greater than 50 sending warning message. Now let's go and see that in our account. It's there. Oh, before that, you can also check that in the data storage. Go to here after the one. You see all the data that I already tested, but you can see this data just now received, just a few seconds. This is the data. So this is where all the data is stored. So you can see all your data here. This is a test account, so I have limited data, but you can see all the data. This is the last record that I just now sent. Just take a look at the data, 60.5. Yes, this is what I sent from the client program or the device program that's running on the on my system. Now, if I want to search your data, right, you can search your data. Go to here, select your devices. You can select many devices, one or two devices or many devices. Select last 24 hours, and you want to come, take the temperature. You want to understand how much the data is going through. You can see that there is only one record set. Probably I will shoot select 30 days and temperature. Yeah, last 30 days I have only 60.5 data is coming there. So this is only one data that is recently got it. Let me say 7 days. It's same. So, but you can see that average, minimum, maximum, all this. I need to send more data to create a graph here. But this is how you can cross-check the data as well. Now, in the data rules, I have triggered the rules, right? So I'm supposed to send the email, right? Oh, yeah, I got email. I got alert in my email account. that says that yes, that current temperature is greater than 50. I need to get a alert, and the temperature is 60.5. And what type of alert is this? So I can go back to the data rows, and then I can see this 50, right? I can see the view. Oh, it's the warning alert. Okay, so now I can go to the notification. I see that warning is 3. So I got warning 3. Now let me do one thing. Let me send one critical alert so that let's see that how much is triggering the event. Because we have two data roles. One is 50, another one is 80. So let me send here 90 degree, right? So instead of 60, I am typing 90-degree temperature. I'm sending from my platform. So this is 90 degrees published. Let's give a few seconds for it to process it, receive it and process it. Let me go back to the data storage. Okay, so last one is 3 minutes back. Meanwhile, I can also go, take you to the support page. Suppose if you want to upgrade, let's take, you have registered free account and you want to upgrade to the enterprise account, or you want to upgrade to the, to see more capability functions, you can simply ask here. So you can go here, request us to upgrade. You put your reason for your upgrade, and we will be upgrading you for a limited period at no cost to you. You don't need to pay anything. There is no payment here right now, so you don't need to pay anything. So you just simply request the upgrade. We will enable you to access all the functions that you are seeing here in this account. This is upgraded account. You can see that all for a limited period. So we will enable you to do your pilot and POC projects at no upfront cost for you. But once you are successful on the pilot project, you can then convert it as a paid account to get it permanent access to all the features. Okay, coming back to the data storage. Yes, I got latest data that I can see here. Okay, now let me go to the notification. Wow, I got one critical alert. So let me go to the email to check whether I have a critical alert. Yes, I got one critical alert email. Yeah, this one is 90 degrees, so this is coming as 90 degrees, so instead of 60 degrees. So I have a critical alert is coming here. So now I got all the temperature and related data, right? So so now both are working good. So this is the way you can kickstart. So as we said, the simple step is create application, create an edge device and network, define your data role, send your data. Whatever tool that you are using, you can send your data for testing purpose. Once you know that how things are working, you can create your own client program and your own device program. Whatever the device that you are pick and choose, you can use that device and connect to that platform. Having said that, coming back to the presentation. You can also send a command. To create a command is very simple. You go here, you create a command, you choose your device, you write your command, even if or OTA command. Let's take I wanted to send it like uh, switch on, switch switch condition. I want to send switch on, right? And choose your execution mode. You can choose based on rule or you can choose based on schedule. For this scenario, I choose a rule based. I can even send it by periodic basis, and then I create this one. Yes, I have created a switch command, turn on. So what I will do that is I will go to the data rows. I'll take this 80 degree, right? Maybe I should create a new one so that I can check that condition in other scenarios. When the temperature greater than 90 degree, 80 degree, I got a warning, right? 90 degree, I'm doing that critical, it is a critical, but send command and choose the switch. So I created a switch command. Now I choose a command here. So this will be triggering my, and you can also schedule the rules. Rules, you can schedule it as well. You can check the rule condition only for a particular timeline that you wanted to create it. You can do all those options here. Now I have created a switch. Now let me send this. So that should trigger a command, right? That should trigger the command. So to show you command, the command will appear here. That's where the device receiving the command. So I'm publishing this message, one more message with 90.5. Maybe I should put it 100 degree, 100 degree point 5. Okay, let me put two things. So now this is going beyond that, right? So this should trigger a command and receive it. Let's do wait for a few seconds, and then we can see that still not received. Okay, meanwhile, you can also check other things like, apart from notification, you can also look at the audit log. The events that you are doing here is coming in audit log. You also have, integration capabilities. If you want integration to send data to other clouds, this is available. But if you want to send it to Azure other clouds, we have a process built in the backend. You have to request. Probably we will enable it for you. By default, we are not enabling right now, but we will be enabling that by default for all the users in future. So we are working on the next release to introduce that. But let's go back to the storage. Yes, I got two messages because I published 2 times. Let's go to the notification. Okay, you see here, there is one more command is triggered. So the warning critically increased, command also once sent. This created a command. Yeah, so this command is executed there, and that will be triggering. You can send the command through rules, or you can run your machineries in a specific time. You can schedule it through this one. Having said that, that's about the demo. So we have showcased you the next version, probably next webinar, we will showcase you the end-to-end webinar complete demo with devices. We will show you that probably, and then we will demonstrate on how this can be applied even more detail level. Now, if any questions, we can raise the questions. We have a few minutes to answer. Any questions?
Hello, Hari. I think I got one question from the audience.
Yeah, Abhishek, go ahead.
So the first question is, how fast can we implement IoT for a business?
So for our small business cases, so there's a two way to look at that, right? So one is IoT implementation typically takes a lot of time, but we are trying to simplify it. So as I showcased, right, the time we spend mostly on the device side, but the platform side is very simple. Fogwing is very simple platform to connect and collect the data. To answer your question, it varies from time to time, but probably if you have if you want to collect a specific data, I would state that within 3 weeks to 4 weeks, you could get the data if you are using Fogwing platform along with the devices. So the time that you spend only for the device side, Fogwing probably hardly 4 hours. You can set up your account and you will get the data out. But on the application side, so we also simplifying this. So on the application side, IoT based applications, you just buy the device from us. We have a device and subscriptions together. You just buy the device, you plug in into your power, and then you will get the data. So instantly you will get the data. So all is just a fraction of seconds. So you don't need to spend time of 4 weeks investing resource and people to do that. So it's both is possible with us.
Okay. Okay. One more question, Hari. I think one more question popped up. Okay, that is, will Fogwing support any kind of device, or is there a specific device that will connect?
No, I think we don't. We are device agnostic platform, so we don't, validate any particular device. As long as the device can connect to our cloud platform, any device can be used. Either you can use your simple, even use your systems, right? PCs can to send the data. So you can send any device from Arduino, Raspberry Pi, or any commercial, IoT devices, LoRa node devices or cellular devices, 3G, 2G devices. Any device can send the data to our cloud as long as the device has a capability to connect to our cloud platform, either through MQTT or traditionally the IoT devices are connecting through UDP, TCP. So you can connect through that as well. So we are device agnostic to answer the question.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other question?
So, folks, if you have any questions, this would be the right time to ask.
Or you can send a question to us in our email address as well, the info@factron.com. That's if you have offline questions, you can send, or you can also send your questions, feedback through our platform also. If you have an account, you can register in our platform, you can get access and you can raise your questions there. So we will be answering you through that as well. If there were other questions, we can wind up, Abhishek, I think.
Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, once again, thank you so much for joining. We will connect again with our webinar next month. So I'll keep you updated. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good day. Take care.
Thank you, folks. Thanks for joining this webinar, and thanks for watching this webinar. And have a good day.